So you couldn't see out in the cabin at all? Not a jot. Welcome to cracked. Big pardon, not butcher. I mean, I can't even look to see it. How do one see? This was time the passenger planted himself opposite. But for some reason, that night, he said Irish spent the whole journey right over me dead. For that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to pick up, you see. Truth is, they know at these small dark places.
Well, no.
Wait, what? Something to say?
Excuse me.
Something wrong, Mr. McGilded? Oh, I do apologize. Was there something the matter, Counsel? Just wondering if Miss Lestrada's comments made something occur to you. Perhaps you need to be thinking something to yourself. No. There was nothing important. I was feeling bad for the poor lasses. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad shut up in the dark. I was terrified, so it was. I see, yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize and still scared of the dark. I don't know about yourself, but I found that the darkness seemed to have make everything you see here seem much louder as well. Yeah, strange. I suppose it does, maybe. Miss Lestrada? Did you hear something that night? Anything unusual noise, perhaps? No, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. But there's no desire war of me, for I lost you little scamp. What a pity. Only Miss Lestrada had heard something. I have given us a vital new clue. Yes, what shall we make? Last statement. Is India profoundly important? I guess he's profoundly important? Nothing heard. My lord? I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important. Profoundly important? Well, she said was that she heard nothing. Yes, which is the profoundly important point. I'm also sure of it. Well, so he didn't hear nobody else? I sure don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern mind, Counsel, nevertheless. Miss Jane Lestrada? Someone informally testimony repeating the last statement. What? Bye-bye. Don't give me all your fancy talk, I know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work on me. That's right, insult the judge, always good move. Always good move.
Hold it!
So you were straining to hear what happened the entire time since the moment you hide yourself? Not exactly, no. Sorry? Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could have just pushed the caution out and approached it to see what was so what. But then, when I saw this well getting on, I got my head down and didn't notice me. And Mr. sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? Yeah, well, you Adam and Eve, eh? Huh? What a monk. So then all I could do was listen. Just waiting to jump out there as soon as I heard them leave, see? No, there? Unlikely. Even though we stopped in there, I never heard that door open. I just had a spade boat and listened to him driving these pigs market, snorting like old dogs and birds. Is there any conclusion we can draw from it? I'm saying it doesn't add up if there's no one there. I mean, Mr. Lestrada, what you have just told to the court is clearly odds with the facts. Huh? Odds? Are you sure, man? Man? Absolutely. See, my learned Nipponese friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. So, somebody's realized it too. Fuck. Counsel? I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence of some complicated party, name as very least. Oh, yes, my lord. I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court. According to Miss Lestrada, while she was hiding the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. Gilded snoring, but I think Ryunosuke think. So, by saying this, she basically said no one knocked the door. Sharp person. Very well, Mr. Law, allow me to elaborate. The particular sound that Miss Lestrada could not have failed to hear of the night in question. The sound very clearly explained the presence of following persons. Like Bruce Fairplay? Yeah, him. Shouldn't he also be there? Thrice fired Manson? Yes, my lord. The sound that Miss Lestrade cannot have failed to hear. Is that of the victim, Mr. Manson boarded omnibus. Ora, explain your reasoning, counsel. Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on the board of the omnibus, is that correct? Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I? And the next person aboard the omnibus was Mr. Michael. That he was. Not as always in cabin when I climbed aboard. At least not in plain sight. So you were on all intended purpose alone in the enclosed cabin in the omnibus at the time? Did I not just say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that was what you mean. Yeah, I saw him getting on, remember? To the ground under the seat cushion. Was his own, for sure. And from what I've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on his onward journey, during which time you not hear the door opening or closing at all. No, I never heard it. Exactly what I was listening for, wasn't it? When for this well to leave. In which case? And how did the victim end up into the carriage? We know that the victim collapsed inside an enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade stated about that she did or did not here is at odds with the facts. Yes, this petitive statement was clearly flawed. Wait, Lord Van Zisk. Yes, he knew. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement. I will seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her, although their testimony, are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient truths, nothing more. There's something weird now. He's dead, right? How could the victim possibly not have been boarded of the omnibus? It makes no sense. This guy's a pickpocket. Let's not forget that. Oh shit. She didn't even say anything. I didn't want to judge the dear little mite just because she has some rather naughty ways, I must say. I can't abide liars. Neither can I. Mr. Foreman? I didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some less salubrious way, but I must say, I cannot abide liars. It's crazy to stress level. No, don't hunt. That's why jury members lean towards guilty. Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, my Nipponese friend. To the considerable troubles you have spared me. Yes, very refreshing. What are you playing at? Have you forgotten what you're walking for, you silly Eastern Abaddon? This is carnage. It's perfect. Juror number 2 is the only one left. Mr. Naruhodo, the way this is going. I know. If we can find some new ways, convince everyone of Mr. McCarthy's innocence, the judge will rule that we have lost. I very much want to relieve the words of one London's most respected gentleman, but with eyes and surface know we must accept the hard truth.
Hold it!
Yes, the witness' last statement seems to have revealed critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light of this whole case. What are you saying? Counsel? I'm sorry, sir. Whatever do you mean? Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my adjudication. Explain yourself at once. When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night of the question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand. And yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage. If these petitive words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus? There's only one way to explain how the victim came to inside the carriage. There's another entrance, put there after he died. Put after he died? I guess there was another entrance. If the door wasn't open even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the closed cabin some other way.
Objection!
I wonder what new fantasy you would come up with your blinding panic. But behold, the omnibus here, although you can see. Only one side of enclosed cabin is furnished with a door, and the other way is only windows. Fixed window which cannot be possibly be opened in short. There is no entrance to the cabin other than the door. But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered. Oh, really? Yes, the other way inside isn't the door. Another opening which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin. Alright, counsel. Defense will identify the location for the court. Here's a omnibus on which things had occurred. We're on to this entrance which video proposed and entered the cabin.
Take that!
The answer is obvious. It can only be in the skylight. He says the skylight?
Objection!
Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words,
Objection.
however. The skylight may be well large enough for someone to pass through.
Objection!
So you claim, but do you have a shred of evidence to support about the adult brain theory? Both Mr. McClyde and Miss Les rather say the same in their testimony. They each claim to have heard a loud thud, such as noise made by someone falling onto the floor. Yes, which has already been explained, as the sound of the victim falling from his seat having been assaulted with a dagger. Yes, it has, but would a man slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witness described? A noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to let out an involuntary cry, in fact. Good gracious! Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell.
Objection!
You are now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin. That's simply impossible. How can you be so sure? Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight as you say, the passenger on the roof deck would have seen it happen. And yet, not one person mentioned of such events in their testimony. Well, yes, that's true, but... Might a humble fella make a wee comments here? Mr. McGildet? To be sure now, the two fellas who were sat on the roof that testify afore say nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that this is not much a case of the not saying, but... Aye. It is a case of being unable to say. Wait, what? I think perhaps the whole two fellas to be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would you not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Oh my goodness, surely not. Those two chaps on the roof? You mean the one who stuck the knife in the man's wear? Hold it! Look what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitter? You rotter, he said, you rotter! What are you insinuating? This is a flaming outrageous. I've got mine to give you. Blinker in a minute. I'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said, and so will I. Mr. Fairplay, you're effectively accusing me, a city gentleman and a well-respected banker, and me, a very angry hatter, suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed a man in the guts. It's disgrace, it's scandalous. I protest the strongest possible terms. That's right, I protest too. About you, rotten scoundrel. Ora. This is not the time, witnesses. Will not permit this wanton violation of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once. But this is beyond reason, my lord. So outrageous. This is very hurtful, you know. My lord, if I may comment. Go ahead, Lord Van Zisk. It was the defense that incited his outburst from the witness. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accused the witness without proof. Accuse? I never intended to. It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. Is wanting? What? You proposed to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the roof to passenger being aware of the events. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimidated the criminal guilt. In our British code of law, that is what in term baseless accusation. I know I was rushed to put this there forward without any actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought. What are we wasting time for? Get them! Testify. I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on the fellow. We have to see this matter true now, one way or another. There are filthy rubbish in our minds that we must dispose it all at once. Testify! Testify! What's happening? The spectators of the public gallery are there in complete frenzy. Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. My lord? You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought by the defense. Yes. I didn't come for this. There's no time to think, sir. All I can do is keep pushing forward. We were the only two people up on the roof deck that were alive, I can swear of that. If anything had happened where we were sitting, don't you think one or another of us will have noticed? In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. Had no reason to kill the man. The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you, we constantly possibly have opened it. If you are so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? Oh, well, how either the witness could have performed any malevolent act on this opening roof without the other noticing fault with. That's right, you see. We are innocent, I tell you. Although logically, of course, the argument falls down if the two of you were in collision with one another. What? According to investigation by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses share no common dealings. Huh, well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust stinking wrench. Something doesn't feel right here. The trial is going in our favor, really. Why do I feel so uneasy? Counsel for defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please. Oh, yes, my lord. Refuting the accusation. We're the only two people up on the roof deck alive, I can swear to that. I wanna...
Hold it!
Have you ever met Mr. Twice Fire Manson before? Really, no. Not once, never. I never met the man before, he said, never! You, Mr. First, has no prior dealings with the victim either. That's right, sir. Others don't have much to do with brick makers, to be perfectly honest, sir. No, I imagine not. You see, how many different ways can I put this? Neither of us have the remotest connection.
No.
They're all inside the cabin.
Excuse me.
Mr. Guidus? Yes, counsel. What I can be doing for you? Did the witness' last statement give you pause for thought somehow? Not the remotest connection. Is that right now, I wonder? What are you insinuating now? Ah, Mr. Fairplay, it has been too long, so it has. Huh? If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe it is fast approaching. This is not your repairment date. I beg your pardon? You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir. At an unconscionable rate of interest, you trick me. Is that extortion? Well, now, is that touch of begrudgery, is it? The sort of begrudge that might not motivate a fella to bust his crimes of another. Ugh. And young Mr. First. Me, sir? What do you want, me, sir? You do making hats for living, do you not? And that the top sliding about your head, is that one your own creation, is it? Well, I say just apprentice, you understand? And learning to find the perfect fit or whatever fine gentle works through the door. The perfect fit, is it? Well, this is a very distinctly designed, so it is. Many customers like it, I tell you. They like distinctive touch. Customers. Such as thrice fired Manson. Oh. There was a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence for my lord. Oh, this is you mean? Oh yeah, this hat is... I can't help thinking that the poor fella hat looks distinctly familiar, couldn't he say? Oh! That's one of my hats? Ah, that is. So it will seem the brickmaker was a customer of yours. The sort of customer I wager you could have had us inquire with over the distinctiveness of the goods. Oh, no, sir. Absolutely not, sir. Well, there's really nothing more to add. I wouldn't be right to say the two fellas here haven't the remotest connection to the victim, you see. I rest my case. You little wizard! He's better at this than I am. Yeah, I agree with that. Gosh, Mr. Miguel has certainly been true in his research, hasn't he? Please, don't let me little interruption hold on proceedings.
Hold it!
Are you quite certain about that? The skylight was shut the entire time. I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute. He's going to lose his rag with you in a minute. What he said. Hello yourself, go on. You see, it's just fast now. It's like it was on the night. So it is, of course. A fella decides on his matter could likely break right through it. Still in on. What? Just look at the size of the thing, you understand? A whole 3 minutes. Sir, the size of the thing means nothing. None of his own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we? Let's stop biting our king, shall we? I was riding the omnibus of another occasion when, well, I broke wind loudly. Shoot myself with it, and as it happens. What? This is an unexpected confession, Mr. First. Oh, I just mean say, well, the point is, I tried to open the skylight, you see. But, just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. I went as red as a rogue, I did. Are you expecting me to sentence you? Oh no, sir, the point is, the skylight cannot be opened. I tried when I was inside the cabin. Of shame. Oh.
Excuse me!
She had something to say, the lady here. You have something to say about that, Miss Lestrada? Miss Lestrada! It opens. Uh-huh. The skylight. That is what we're talking about, right? Take your fucking time to reload. If that skylight opens that easy. What? More easily than you can load that weapon? That's a lie, I tell you, otherwise when I broke wind, You can't do it from the inside, yo mug. Oh. Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck on one of them drags. Not a great hole, I mean, I was you coming out of me, yes. Miss Lestrada, this is not the formal eulogizing of the subject of your criminal activities. Well, anyway, I had a bit of scare. I defeated the last bloke person got wise to me. All 4 of them surrounded me, so I couldn't pull off the bus and legged it. But what I did was I used the skylight, opened the catch, and jumped right through it. What? Yeah, the catch over the damn skylight at the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin. The skylight opens from the roof deck. Balif! Climb up the roof and omnibus at once and verify the witness claims. Oh, that was quite easy. Oh, my head! See? Ora, ora, ora. So it appears this street girl statement is quite true. Don't believe it. The skylight opens from the roof deck too. Mr. Naruhodo, this could be the clue we've been looking for. Well, on calls over the fans, please continue with your cross-examination. Oh, my lord. So this skylight opens. I should investigate for myself. Why you want to examine it? Out of curiosity. Can I go here? So the skylight was fastened shut before. But now the catch has been done, we should be able to open it. Okay. Oh, wait, look at it. You can certainly see inside the carriage through the opening, that's for sure. Yes. There's a lamp in that closed cabin. I'm sure the witness would have been able to see quite clearly. It's not good for us. You say so. That's it? That's bloody it. The funny thing, when I open it, I don't recall having like this blood stain. I didn't notice it. How come? Oh my god, look at that. So this is the roof deck of the omnibus. Must be a wonderful view, wonder. Brilliant magic. Can't you made it? Can you imagine about freezing cold punishment? Perhaps your pace out late. I hate this game. There's something so small! Jesus Christ, let me zoom the fucking thing! You can certainly see inside the carriage trees, for sure. I am the clothes, I'm sure we can scare. That's good, not good for us. Whoa, I hate this game. Can you zoom it? You can certainly see. Oh yeah, well fuck off. There's blood in there. Can you? Are we gonna ignore it forever and ever? Petty Flamsky. Very absurd, he said up complete absurd, blah blah blah. Just right, near us we knew the sky had to catch. We have to open, get follow down. Please, whether it's the idea about kicking the victim through the skylight coming from. Or the scientist's carriage anyway. Fancy may be able to open the skylight from the inside. What about breaking window? Did they think about that? There's no point in having a skylight if it can't spare you embarrassment, is there? I'll tell you what my point is. Really? Okay, guys, I'm so disappointed. So you basically have to enter the bloody skylight, right? You open the things upwards. There's blood in there. So the only way for you to examine is to enter, not from the outside. Yes, does it. Were I enough king someone like you to certainly miss another though. Why someone like me? What is it? Look, just there. That without question, a blood! Why would the blood stand there? Surely, can be unrelated to the case, isn't it? I swear I'm pissed. So annoying.
Objection!
On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. Immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts and irrefutable proof. It remains clear visible in the omnibus that stand before us today in the very courtroom. Well, that's the other humbug. Oh, you can't be both have any evidence? No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do it. Tell you it's impossible. Trivial proof here in this courtroom. Counsel, my lord. Really, everyone will appreciate a little clarification here, huh? What exactly with the omnibus is the evidence to which you allude? We'll pinpoint what proves the victim fell from the roof. Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Okay. I have to present it. God, Jesus Christ. By Jupiter, is that blood? This blood sign proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open. What? And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my. And so it follows that Mr. McGilderwood was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time. Can possibly be guilty of this crime? No! Ora, ora, ora. But the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin. And only found its way to the one particular spot on the skylight. Sure, that will be very convenient. And let's keep in mind that the skylight catch can only be ascended from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't be able to open it now, would I? But, there's no way to know for certain, is there? The gent really fell through the skylight, I mean. Why don't we have a good look at the floor on the cabin between the two seats, Mr. First? Blood. It's all too plain, if you see. There's a half the matter show the poor fella dropped from the fair height. Right there, so it is. What? No. But it can be. It's all lies. My fellow jury members. I think we can all agree it is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can we? I believe we can, yes sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom. So they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they? Okay. Okay, I won't tolerate any of the guilt carriage being soiled with blood. Won't tolerate it. Oh, I always knew the nice gentleman would give us. The life of the power couldn't have done such a thing. I strongly believe that he has no reason to do it. He has so much power. Why the fuck he has to stab someone he has in debt to him? It'd be more useful to him. 3.
Objection!
A chilling performance, Mr. Guild. Oh, and what will be referring to there, Lord Van Zisk? A blood stain on the frame on the skylight. Such evidence. Null and void. What? Why? For one extremely simple reason. The smear of blood never existed. Wait,
Objection!
What are you talking about? So all to see is clearly both.
Objection!
I personally attended Scotland Yard investigation of the omnibus. The officer involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. So I can state with absolute surety? No such mere blood existed in carriage, at least not until this trial began. But are you suggesting, Lord Van Zisk, that this stained blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes, and while this court has been in session. What? What a parley. I say I didn't accept such a crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standing, Lord Van Zisk. But I'm Manius McKild, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contribution to public life. Don't take idly to slander, I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's the rolling off the tongue of the reaper of the baby. Mr. McCant, realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I'm well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. You are very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens, the case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the fact. Adapt the facts? What does that even mean? Have you willed their fortune to the size of Mr. McGilded, however, ill-gotten maybe nothing is possible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of crime, bribing witnesses. It shows your ability to concoct the most convenient stories, sir. That down, Lord Van Zisk. This will not do, to be sure. Well, now, counsel. Oh, no. I think it's fair to say, this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blow of the skylight didn't exist, you say? But if you will cast your minds back, it's not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time. How could anyone possibly have put a smear of blood in it without a word of his wife seeing? Is that right now, counsel? It's true. The omnibus has been in a full view of the entire time that the court has been in session. My learned friend, here's to hearing your opinion on this matter, in your own words. As you wish. Will someone have a temper with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think... there is an occasion, yeah, but... how? I'm still really confused. As defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defender as best as I can, but still, if there's something even more important at stake here. There's no evidence to suggest the defendant did, as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out alleged tampering, there is one possibility. Good gracious. Explain yourself, counsel. Yes, there is. See, my learned Japanese friend has no intention of running from this deceit. I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly the process that we were forced to take as a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness current instead Miss Gina Lastrada. What's going on? Careful, Naruhodo. Cover your face. Bailiff, don't let you accused. Hereby call emergency recess, Bailiff. Ensure the defendant custody, blah blah blah. The courtroom was filled in smoke and everyone was thrown into confusion. All hours were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval under the of smoke in all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. Are you wise? What are you trying to pull here? You rotten, feckless gauger! Feckless? Gauger? You're supposed to defend me! It's a wicked plot. There's to plot undermining, so it is. Whatever you think it is, it changed nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated early as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation with the omnibus. Inconsistency? Such as? To start with, the storage compartment beneath the rear passenger's seat was emptied. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's item. Secondly, we have the smear blood on the edge of the skylight. That said, there was no present at the start of the trial this morning. Unfortunately, Lord Franziski, no one is able to corroborate your claims. That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut. Accordingly, I'm afraid to say we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is a result of tampering or not. Indeed, my lord, no doubt. What do you think? Sorry? About the omnibus, is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? Have I? My lord? Yes, counsel. There is a further inconsistency. Mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial. What? What the devil's name are you going to say now? If you dare to betray me, I'll leave the maggot better. Silence, make a gig tight. The court awaits the defense clarification. Is the case swinging one way or another? I have no idea what's truth and what's deception. What I'm supposed to believe here. Should I have to ask to elaborate, counsel? Very confusing. Yeah, the blood. Very exactly is the large mark that you claim appeared at some point during the trial. That's the blood, isn't it? Something wrong? Oh, it's just, well... yeah.
Got it!
If you consider the victim fell through the skylight on the floor of the cabin, you will certainly accept this to find signs of blood where he landed. As far as I recall, his blood stain on the cabin was not there. Oh lord. Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel. Well said. Although as advocate for the defense, one might say he was a very careless slip of tongue. I believe that blood stain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether the evidence is genuine, or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there is at least a possibility that evidence is fake. Okay. This trial is over. Mr. McGilt, I've done everything possible you can cooperate with the court, but it's all over now. But you are the defendant. It's all over, I tell ya! Memory recalls recollection, what people tiny they saw the old nonsense, rather than what counts. The fact is, the bloodstain is there now. Huh? Well? And over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out that it has been, although nothing real barely has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. And scandalized I am, at the bat of Lord Van Zisk. Well, my lord, I must concur with the defendant, and affirm the recollection of the individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence. It absent of any credible method by which to prove his alleged previous non-existence. I regret to say that it will be improper for this trial to continue. Your lordship can be serious. Lord Van Zisk, what is your position? The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present. Very well. In that case, as I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter, I shall proceed my adjudication. Our formality, as I am of course obliged to confer with the defense first. Our formality? As things stand at the moment, it will seem that Mr. McElder will be found not guilty. Yes? Which will mean we won. Is that really the right outcome here? Really alright for the trial to come to an end now, with all this unexplained consistency? Counsel for defense, your closing statement, please. Yes, my lord. The defense believes believes in the innocence. As Miss McGill, a legal representative. I can't breathe. The air here is stifling. This man's defense lawyer. There's only one thing I can say in this situation. I believe the defendant, Manius McGill, to be innocent of the allegation brought against him. Thank you, counsel. Here's to you, my Nipponese friend, and the most abject closing I have yet to hear in the court of law. Ora, ore, ore. It was a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer, so it was a grand decision. You say one London's most influential gentleman, fella. You should be proud of yourself. Here, have this for your travels. The job here is done, fella. And some fine work, you know. So you have. What do you mean? You just the right honorable gentleman so succinctly put it up for. The trial can't go on anymore. And yet, closing the statement there was, how did he put it, though? Nothing more than formality. I really don't know what to make all of this. Whatever is with in general, was it fake? His lordship will be found and inside the rubbish should be disposed of promptly, as I said. The stinky rich are always guilty for something. Maybe our warlords. I'm terribly ashamed of what I doubted that lovely man who gave us the lovely power. Now the proceeding have unfolded in this way. I am compelled to declare the premature end of this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea. Thank you kindly, my lord. I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court. But we still haven't determined if the bloodstain in the Chronicles is genuine or not. We don't know if the witnesses are telling the truth or the Parker lies. We have no idea about the truth. Lord Van Zisk, my lord. The case made by prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place. My sincerest apologies.
Objection!
But wait, When we are evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Vanzeski ordered evidence to be secured. I'm afraid the prosecutor cannot shun responsibility in this matter. That's unfair. The culpability of the defendant has not at the present time been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to profit judgment. What? Well, Lord Vanzeski's been a pleasure, so it has. As for you, my dear fella, couldn't have asked for a better defense. You mean to tell me this has been a grand waste of time? It's the law of the land, my good man. If you would like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law. What? Good grief! You no more to say to me, have ye? That's one thing, a warning. It is far from over. Well, something to be looking forward to then. Go. It's the beds of love we have to give him. Hereby pronounce the defendant Manius McGilded. Knock. Guilty. Now we have fireworks too. Oh damn. Okay. I don't really know if it was necessary. There's an extreme doubt if he's guilty. I can't believe it. So now I should have examined evidence more. Are we talking about a man who's been cleared he's innocent? There was extreme doubt in it. The courtroom in Pandemonium, for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict. The first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end. The defendant being found not guilty was terribly a victory for us. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, it's still on. Thing is still on. Past century was a long trial? It is. Yes, it was. The first ever trial for Rain's honor. Your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. There is this problem, is that I don't think he killed him. I'm not sure if he kills them. But the problem is that why you are, well, like you entered with him, right? I'm an omnibus. I don't know what the hell. There's like, oh, they say they knocked the door, stuff like that. There's a lot of things inconsistent, and the fact that he said that he didn't care, like, why the hell do you have to kill the brickman? Like, why? He was going to expose him? Your first ever trial on foreign soul and your first victory. It's a wonderful performance. And why you had to use your own fucking dagger, you dumb fuck? My hell-fired congratulations. Oh, you too, Miss Susado. Thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. The trouble is we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that. The sole aim of the defense is to obtain the verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection? Aye, that you did. Mr. McGilded. Ah, and the girl with him too. Well, it seems the stories are true. No, what stories? About the 6 enormous fireworks they do letting off when there's verdict of not guilty. I'm sure you must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say? Well, I guess? A little bit extravagant? Okay. I heard his head was cyberhold, and to be sure it was. You to be thanked, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it. I don't know about that. No, I really did anything. What on earth are you saying, fella? How did I roll out there from free man then? I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. You're a straight talking fella, aren't you? I must say, you had me straight out the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong! It's water under the bridge. I guess it is. Congratulations, Mr. McGilded. We'll have your name cleared. Nothing resolved. There's only one thing that matters to me. Oh? Aye. They've all seen that I didn't do that obvious absurdity. This granted is not. I suppose it is. Now the fine fellows called Flying Yar can make matters in hand. Let's sort out any wee details. They'll see for what it is, they'll get to the truth. So, I've absolute faith in them, so I have, after all. I do pay providing a good number of their wages with all the tax I pay. The reason why I don't feel like he left too many inconsistencies. It's not that funny. So then, as we agree aforehand, 1,000 guineas for your troubles, fella? Oh, no. I couldn't possibly accept that much. Are you bewitched? Humble people, are you? You're from the east. Well, if you insist. But have this. Still and all, you deserve a reward. Miss Manuel McGilded. Everything's ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me into the courtroom. The courtroom? What is this, officer? 'Tis sooner than I was led to believe. Oh, it is not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. Well, I must be making tracks now. This time for the inspection. Sorry, what inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I'll ask if I could be present over here myself. They're going to examine it again? Now? Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of these matters now. But I'm an upstanding member of the London Society. I do be doing the best I help where I can. This gentleman's duty, so it is. So then, farewell. It was an absolute pleasure to meeting you. I hope you have a whale of time while you're studying here in Great Britain. And there he goes, a free man. Oh, I forgot she was here too. Don't move! What did I want to say? Can move on? What? Miss Lestrada, do you mind putting that thing down? You're grown up. Sorry? So I ate all grown-ups. 8? Ah, there you are. What the hell are you? Naughty, running off like that. Is some kind of picnic? Who's this little girl now? Taking that with you as meal? Looking forward to the trial run of an experimental smoke grenade launcher? Huh. Have a bigger one. Oh, do you want to play? You won't beat me. Excuse me, but who are you? Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. The inventor? Well, normal smoke grenades are sort of, don't you agree? White, and more white. If you have to be shrouded in smoke, it could at least be pretty cold, I thought to myself. Yeah, to be shrouded in smoke, though. The reason why I'm saying because I don't believe he's him, well, I'll explain it later. I just took my eyes off it for a moment and we'll just change it onto a different omnibus. She pitched in. I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon. What is? No idea what this girl is talking about. Anyway, you are coming with me now. Back to my labs. What for? To apologize, of course, to my technician. What, you mean, say sorry? Sorry? You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before. An adult? Don't listen to no adults. Come along then, follow me. Fine, have your way. Oh good, you see. And you want to do the right thing in the end. I'm fairly sure that what she wants is not to get shot by the massive gun. What's that? Well, I'll be leaving now. See you then. Bye bye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss. You're a lively one. Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now, too? Yes, you're right, but... where to? Haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner had arrived in London than we had rushed sooner. All our traveling case are still with the bailiff. I was originally planning to spend today in search of the luggage. But it's late hours a day. I'm afraid we may be out of luck. Don't worry though, I have a plan. If the worst comes to the worst, I heard of a lovely park where we could spend the night. Please tell me you're not thinking of Mr. McNeil Park. I know you may be just a little chilly this time of the year, but Your hero will see us through. Not sure about that. I think I may winter London might will freeze young person solid just easily as an elderly one. But yeah, that doesn't sound agreeable. I'm starting to regret him. Mr. Wright, I doubt. The 1,000 guineas will have paid the lovely warm room or a mansion. And so, to try to determine no woundings, for the study tour was over by the end of our first stay in London. However, as we're soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead. Just the Reaper of the Bailey had warned. The case was far from over. So, I just wanted to say that... smell trouble. Oh, smell trouble.
What's going on?
Get the fire brigade! Water! Bring water, quick! What the... How did this happen?
I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed.
No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating. No. Oh, good God. There's someone in there.
This can't be.
Do you think it's McGildy in it? Anyway, the reason why I told you why, well, it is what it is. We'll know later. I think the reason is the reason why I think it was not him is for a simple reason, is because he had no reason to dirty his own hand. He's extremely powerful and rich man, right? Why the hell he has to kill her by himself? You know what I'm saying? He's probably have some sort of will stand on one of his, you know, thingy. The only reason why he tempered it because everything was going to point towards him. When the truth is that there's probably none the less. You know what I'm saying? That's a terrible explanation. What I'm saying is that he have no reason to kill the person who owns money to him. So it's like, even if you killed him, you require motivation. There just wasn't not many going around. And the poor bastard was a poor bricklayer. No one would believe it in the first place, right? Even if it was something related to gossiping or stuff like that, or some information. And also, assuming that Gina was not lying, and also assuming that the other one was not lying, it was kind of weird, you know? Because also they said there were so many inconsistencies where if the two fellow were not the murderer, the one of the top one, they indeed said that they knocked the door, but no one answered. So they never knocked the door, that means. The same goes for the other one, like the omnibus, the guy was, you know, going to the carriage, was definitely, you know, aware of when they stopped. So he was the first to arrive, but it was just like, when is the stop? Like, when the other two come in, or when the other three come in? That was the $100 question. Yeah, it's kind of messy, I guess. That's the word I'm trying to say. We'll see it. We'll explain. I edit things out and we'll see. It's messy. It's really messy. There's so many things that are weird. And we'll see you again very, very soon. Goodbye.
Objection!